Hello everyone, it's me, TsuKessler. Hi, how you doing? And well, last night, Salem Greats had their time to shine. Shine, get it? Because they're fire, and fire is all shiny and everything. Ha ha ha. Anyway, I'm gonna stop. And this time, we do some Animation Chronicle stuff. Specifically, something I and a lot of people were looking forward to when Animation Chronicle 2024 or 2023 was announced. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to race to the underworld with the Earthbound. Ladies and gentlemen, we're doing the Earthbound Servants. Let's get to it. Earthbound Prisoner Groundkeeper. Level 1 Dark Fiend Tuner Effect Monster. 300 attack, 300 defense. Oh yeah, and I'm just gonna read the cards. And then I'm gonna give my overall thoughts on all of them. Just as a collective. So hold on to your patootie as I read these effects and get my thoughts at the end of it, like I just said. Anyway, let's go. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn, each, or something like that. If this card is no more special summon, you can special summon one level 5 or lower Earthbound monster from your deck or graveyard, except Earthbound Prisoner Keeper or Earthbound Spirit. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except fusion and synchro monsters. Earthbound monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect while there is a card in the field zone except Earthbound Spirit. Earthbound Prisoner Stone Sweeper. Level 5 Fiend Dark Monster. 1600 attack defense. You can only special summon with the first effect of this card's name once per turn. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. If there is a card in the field zone, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can discard this card, add one level 3 or lower Fiend Tuner monster from your deck to your hand. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except fusion and synchro monsters. Earthbound Prisoner Lime Walker, level 3 Dark Fiend Tuner effect monster, 800 attack, 1100 defense. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is no more special summon, you can add one Earthbound Prison or Harmonic Synchro Fusion from your deck to your hand. Your deck or graveyard to your hand. If you control a level 6 or higher Earthbound monster, except Spirit, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one effect monster your opponent controls, special summon from the extra deck, shuffle into your deck, then your opponent can special summon one monster with the same name from their extra deck. Earthbound Geokraken. Level 8 Dark Fiend Fusion Effect Monster, 2800 attack, 1200 defense. Materials being 2 Earthbound monsters except Spirit. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is special summon, you can add one field spell from your deck or graveyard to your hand. If a monster is special summoned from your opponent's extra deck, you can destroy as many of their monsters special summoned this turn as possible. And if you do, inflict 800 damage to them for each monster destroyed by this effect. Earthbound Servant Geogracia. Alright. I almost read this part, but I'll read it. Gracias la balas. Ha! I think I got it. Whatever. I'm just gonna call him by the dub name Geogracia. Level 10 Dark Fiend Fusion Effect Monster. 3000 attack, 1800 defense. 1 Earthbound Fusion Monster plus 1 Earthbound Synchro Monster. Must be fusion summoned. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. At the start of the damage step, if this card battles an opponent's monster, change that monster's attack defense to 0. If an opponent's monsters is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can destroy all cards they control. If this card leaves the field by your opponent, You can special summon one Earthbound monster from your deck or extra deck, except Earthbound Spirit. Earthbound Servant Gremlin, level 6 Dark Fiend Synchro Effect monster, 2000 attack, 1000 defense. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. During the main phase, quick effect, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Your opponent chooses one of these effects for you to apply. Destroy that monster, gain life points equal to that monster's attack. During the battle phase, quick effect, you can fusion summon one Earthbound fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials mentioned on it from your hand, field, or graveyard. Then we got Earthbound Servant Griffin, level 8 Dark Fiend Synchro Effect monster, 2500 attack, 1500 defense, 1 Dark Tuner plus 1 non-tutor monsters. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. Quick effect, you can special summon one Earthbound monster from your graveyard at defense position, except Servant, Griffin, or Earthbound Servant. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except fusion and synchro monsters. If this card is destroyed by your opponent, you can destroy one card on the field, then inflict 300 damage to your opponent for each Earthbound monster with different names you control and in your graveyard except Spirit. Then we got Earthbound Prison. When this card is activated, you can target one effect monster your opponent controls. This card gains this effect. Negate that monster's effect. During your main phase, you can normal summon one Earthbound monster in addition to your normal summon set, except Spirit. You can only gain this effect once per turn. If this card is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, and you have an Earthbound monster on your field or in your graveyard, half your opponent's life points, and if you do, negate the effects of all face-up cards they currently control until the end of this turn. Harmonic Synchro Fusion. Normal spell card. You can only activate one card with this. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. You cannot special summon monsters from your extra deck for the turn you activate this card, except fusion and synchro monsters. Send 2 face-up monsters you control to the graveyard, 1 tuner and 1 non-tuner. Special summon 1 fusion synchro monster and 1 fusion. Special summon 1 fusion monster and 1 synchro monster from your extra deck. That can be fusion and synchro summon using only the sent monsters to the graveyard. Rebred Speed, Azala Pisku, Line Walker, Greater Line Walker, 100 Eyes Dragon, and Geoglyph. Okay. It's time I go over how I feel about these cards. So, these two on their own can create this guy, since 5 plus 1 equals 6, and this is a level 6. This art is literally just a reference to this card, just not as hunched over. I think this card's nuts. This card is generic. And I think it could be used in something like DDDs, maybe even Dark World. Correct me if I'm wrong on the Dark World part, though I probably am wrong. No, I do think they got a few. They do got a couple levels through. No wait, they're all fiend monsters, I think. Whatever. It's just generic. This card just searches everything. This card just searches your field, the new field spell, and the fusion synchro spell. I was a little confused by this effect, but then I read Kraken, and I'm like, okay, this all makes sense now. Okay, so this card is the most busted. These two are probably the most busted cards. These two are probably the most busted cards just shown off in here. This card's funny. Like, I can literally bring out Geocrack. I can bring out Geocracking with this. Although this one's probably the easiest to bring out. This card's easiest to bring out, but I'm pretty sure the intent is to bring out Gracia. Let's see. This one's actually pretty crazy because it's just a monster reborn. Like, well, for the little guys, not Gremlin. Oh wait, I can bring out Gremlin with this. Except Geogriffin. Let's see, except Geogriffin. Oh, okay, so I just can't bring out a copy of itself. Excuse me, I read that wrong. This one creates an additional normal summon, which is always very nice. Which I read that part, I could have just stopped there. After this and this, I could have just stopped reading. But then I went on and read. And then I just saw that it negates everything they control. And I just found that absolutely hilarious. This card feels like a custom card. Because I could both Synchro and Fusion Summon right away. This card's going to be used in other decks because it's just generic. And yeah, I just think these are really cool. Finally, we have good Earthbound monsters. We have good Earthbound monsters. An Earthbound deck that's actually going to be good. I'm scooping this shit up when I can. This is what I'm buying for when the Animation Chronicle comes in the TCG and whatever name they give it in TCG. Obviously, it's not going to be in the Battle of Legends set. That'd be cool if it is, but we all know it ain't. But overall, I'm very pleased with all this. And I was literally holding back my excitement as I was reading this because, finally, good Earthbound cards. Oh my god, thank you, Konami, for finally printing these. Thank you. I can't wait to play these cards online a lot when they get into Omega. And when they're scripted in there because they will put the cards on Omega, but they won't script them right away half the time. Anyway, thank you all for watching. And I can't wait to play test these. I'll see you all then.